All right, and we're rolling. I'm here today with Justin Jabrica.
How's it going?
Yep, I got your last name correct there.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I know Justin from bartending. So the bar that I previously worked at, I was transitioning out, and Justin was my replacement there.
That's right.
And Justin right now, so not only does he bartend, he does a couple other things. He's a student at SAIT right now, studying surveying, I believe. Yep. So people don't know what surveying is. It's surveying like the surface of a land area, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like so they work with landmen and things like that for oil companies, as well as just in general, like surveying for it's not all geology based work. Like, I mean, there's other reasons to survey. I suppose like forestry needs surveyors, like
forestry, like a lot of industry, like a lot of construction, a lot of oil. And in the summer, I'm going to be working for like a construction company, basically. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of
toss me my wine there.
Totally. Yeah, here you go. So yeah, I'm going to be working with like a lot of in city kind of things, because I found a company that works like mainly in the city. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of surveying, like parking lots and like I don't know, like stuff like land plots.
I'm
empty.
So a little bit about me as it pertains to that. So like I used to be in the oil and gas industry. I was in the surface land department, so I dealt with surveyors all the time. It wasn't my cup of tea. I did it for a while and didn't like it. So got out of it, got back into the bar game. But I mean, this province is heavy into the oil and gas world. So there's loads of people that, you know, like make a great living and they love surveying and things like that. So definitely kudos to you and good luck on your career and everything like that. But
Thanks.
Fun part is Justin also is a YouTuber. So he runs a channel called Moops, and the handle is MOOPS, Moops. And I said it all correct there?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the funny thing about Justin's channel is like he definitely has a different sense of humor. I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a little out there.
Yeah, Justin, take it away.
Sure.
Tell people a little bit about Moops there.
So Moops is just like, it's more so just like a random way to like express myself, right? Because like the way that I put myself out there, like as a creator in person, is more so I'm very like, I try to keep myself put together, and I try to like seem like very like normal person, like, hello, I'm Justin. Hello. And then
that's a normal person.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Shawn. Hello.
Yeah. in some sort of way. And then Moops is supposed to be just completely chaotic and just the most like check out his channel. I'm gonna have the link in the show notes. Like we're just talking earlier. Like he has this one video that like I laughed because it was just so like I was just kind of like I was confused, but at the same time I thought it was funny because he has this if anyone's ever had a massage, like there's slow like ocean music playing or whatever. So Justin like has his music going and he has this like glowing rock, and then you're just like, but you're like. You're basically on a date with this glowing rock. Yeah, so it's like it's basically like it's almost a series, because like I have like 2 videos out of just me, and it's a salt lamp.
Okay.
Right. And
okay.
It's a salt lamp. Yeah.
All right.
So that's why I'm licking it, because like it's salt.
So it tastes good. Yeah.
So it tastes like it's salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but he licks it like
I hold the salt lamp and I just.
Yeah, there you go. What he just did there. But for someone who just like, you know, fell on that clip with no context, I was just like,
oh yeah.
So
yeah, running into that, you'd be like, what the hell is this guy doing?
I'm like, this guy's different and in a cool way.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm trying, but it's like, this is the way that it's. This is this kind of stuff I'm trying to express. You know, just like stuff that's like ridiculous.
So, like, it's safe to say you're like a silly guy, like when you get to know you. Basically.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah. A lot of people think I'm very serious, but you know what?
I didn't know you, and like when you were bartending, I mean, like even the first time I met you, like I wouldn't have put your art, which is your YouTubing, to your personality, like you know, like bartending, right? Like, So it's just like, so it's always refreshing. Just it always shows that. You don't know someone, you gotta get to know them, you know? Like I wouldn't have known that you have moops going on and everything like that.
That's true. So, or like, let alone like what kind of like humor that entails.
That's true.
Because you know what? Not everyone might be into it, but you definitely got to get to know the person and like
know like that kind of it's good to get exposed to that kind of humor too.
Well, I mean, I think you and I talk a lot about because we talk about comedy and stuff like that. I remember
Big time.
And like for instance, Mitch Hedberg, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
when he first came on the scene, everyone like no one even heard of that kind of humor. Like, if people don't know about Mitch Hedberg, unfortunately, he's dead. He died of a heroin
Rest
problem.
in peace. Yeah.
Rest in peace. But man, why was just YouTube Mitch Hedberg? He was the king of funny one-liners that are very like I just have to go into examples, man. Like he would always talk slow too. He was saying like, I love rice because when I'm hungry, I can have like 1,000 of it or something. You know, like, you know, or he's like, someone asked me if I wanted a frozen banana, and I said no. But I thought to myself, I want a regular banana later, so I said yeah. You know, like it's just shit like that. But it never ends. Like he just goes off, and you know, and then like, not that I'm saying you're like Mitch Hedberg, but the videos I saw of you, like they're unique like that, you know. And they have like what do you call it, an aftertaste, because I remember first I watched it I was like what was that? I didn't laugh right away, then I put it down, and then something else just made me think about it, and I started laughing out loud because like you know what I mean? Like, because at first I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's like really licking that salt rock, you know. And then but then later on I just started laughing just because like also the way you're looking at the camera, like there's just nuances where, you know. And again, I'm like, fucking awesome you putting it out there, because like I'm a big fan of putting yourself out there and stuff, obviously, hence the podcast and whatnot.
Of course. Yeah, I think it's super important. Like even like the stuff that you were mentioning with like Mitch Hedberg, that kind of humor, it was like a huge inspiration to me. Nice. Really. Yeah, I'm
surprised you knew about him too. I mean, because like you're way younger than me.
Yeah, like, I'm definitely like young for like knowing Mitch Hedberg. But
did he die by the time you were born? Basically,
no. He died in like the mid 2000s,
right,
something like that.
Okay, you're early 20s.
I was born 98.
Okay, so you're like 6 when you basically died.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but like, you know, I discovered him probably about like 5 years later after he died.
How, like, did you go down a rabbit hole and just listen to him all night?
Huge rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. Yeah. Checking out every comedian I can get my hands on. Like, you know, I used to watch a lot of like, even like I used to watch like Dane Cook.
Oh yeah, like his old stuff, you mean?
His old stuff.
Okay.
His old stuff.
I grew up with his old stuff.
You know? Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like Dane Cook, I used to watch like Louis C.K. I used to watch. Who else did I watch? I watched
yeah, fire them out. Like who just comedians in general, like past, present.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah,
I watched a lot of Dave Chappelle.
Like the Chappelle show. Do you watch that? Like
oh no, the shit that's recent, isn't it?
No. Like the Chappelle show was like, oh man, you're in for a treat.
Oh shit.
The
Chappelle show.
Go find it. It ended in 2004. Oh, 5.
Okay.
And then Chappelle kind of went crazy because the Chappelle show was very popular.
Yeah.
And at the time, he went through one of those artist existential crises, if you will, because the network that he was at was trying to like pin him down with like a bunch of like rules and you know, they're offering a bunch of money, but they almost like fucked with the creative aspect of his. So then he literally just went MIA. Like in the peak of the Chappelle show, he left America.
Yeah.
Lived in Africa, I believe. And he was gone for like a long time. Like I'm thinking Chappelle was gone for almost like over 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? That rings a bell.
Yeah, and then he just made a comeback like maybe 5-6 years ago, where he just started playing at club shows again, and everyone's like, "Holy, is that Dave Chappelle?" And he made his like return back to North America, if you will, and he kind of explained his self-exile, because he was he just felt like the craft was being corrupted by the money, and kudos to him, you know, because like obviously like he was offered a fuckload of money to do the Chappelle show, but not under his terms, you know? So he kept it real and left. And but dude, if you haven't seen the old Chappelle show, you should, dude, just find wherever they show it. And like, I mean, I've seen those bits so many times.
You know, I feel like I've seen like a couple clips here and there, like TikTok, Reddit, and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Well, like the funny one was, the best one was Chappelle had this whole bit where he's black, right? So like, but he joined the KKK, but he's blind.
Oh yeah, the blind Klansman or something like that. Yeah, and then I saw that shit. I saw that shit. That's hilarious.
That's a Chappelle show. So like, it's anyway. I mean, it's really funny in my memory. All right, so I don't want to, because I know every generation laughs at different things, but like, I'm confident you will have a blast. Like
probably,
it, you know.
Oh shit, man. No, yeah. I like Dave Chappelle. I don't know anything that's going on with him like recently, but like, yeah.
Well, he's a bunch of Netflix specials, and he's
right.
He's sticking to the guns, but yeah, he has some bits that like trigger certain groups. But
okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Like, you can't just like dance around everything, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I think the best line was from I think it was the South Park guys that said this, but you know, you basically you either laugh at everything or you laugh at nothing. Like comedy should not have a funny is funny. Like
funny is funny.
We've all caught ourselves with, you know, you believe in something and you think you're on that side of the belief ideology, and you're like, I'll never laugh at a joke that mocks this. And then someone will bust out just the most funny fucking, like, it's undeniable. And then then you'll find yourself chuckling, right? Like, you know, I mean, it's just, well, there's too many then. And unfortunately, I'm not going to tell them here because I don't want to get canceled.
No. But I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'll tell them to you. I totally see this off. I'm going to unload all the jokes and then just watch you actually like, I don't find that funny, Shawn.
Oh, yeah. I'll be like, Shawn, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Shawn, that wasn't cool. What are you talking about?
Oh, fuck, man. Actually, dude, I want to ask you about that. Like, because you're, okay, so you're 20, 24 right now.
24 right now.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a little bit older than you, but like, when you were when you go to school or in university or even in high school, like, did you find a lot of people actually being kind of like sensitive and then saying like, that's not funny when something is clearly funny, but they're just trying to, I don't know, like adhere to their cause, if you will. Do you kind of know what I'm asking?
I totally know what you're asking. Yeah.
Because I've definitely seen. Oh, sorry, I'll just finish with this.
Yeah, please.
I've definitely seen there's a handful of people in your age range that are like, I'm just like, you know, like,
yeah, like get the joke, like
get the joke, or like get over yourself or your perceived grandiose, rebellious like take on the social matter per se. Because like I know when they get older, they're not gonna have the same viewpoint.
Yeah,
because that happened to me. Like, you know, like it happened to all of us. So it's kind of like, I just nod my head because I know it's not worth diving into. It's one of those things where like I was there too. Like I've had beliefs where I thought I'd believe that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And then as I matured or whatever, like it just became apparent that I was like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And now I have to like own it. But it was a relief to change my paradigm, if you will. Big word there, people, but paradigm.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah, so it's like it's huge to like be like, you know, self-aware and like understanding like the kind of like subjects that you're touching, like especially when it comes to things like.
I'm just asking, did you bump into a bunch of Karens growing up? Like, you're clearly not a Karen.
Oh yeah, but like you know what? Like these people that are my age is. I don't know. You got to break them down. You got to give them the reason why, like, hey, it's okay to like say these things. Like, it's okay to like have this kind of humor. It's okay to laugh at things.
As long as the intent
it's okay to laugh at things.
As long as the intent is not true, like hate, you know?
No, it's not like malicious intent at all.
You've
like,
heard of roast battle?
Roast battle? No.
Roast battle is when comedians get together and they literally roast each other. Like they insult each other. Like with jokes and like, but whenever I watch roast battle, they're you can tell they don't like the intent is for humor, not to actually hurt someone's feelings. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I mean by when you hear any joke, like as long as it's coming from a true like place of joy, like, you know, but you can tell when someone's being, you know, like the energy behind it is malicious. You know what I mean? Like that's when I'm like, all right, like still. You know, say the joke, but but maybe I won't laugh. You know, because I know you actually mean it. You know, like,
like oh damn, dude, like oh fuck, like what is this guy talking about? Like,
wow, are you serious? For a while there, like I'm ashamed to say, like growing up, there was, you know, like for some reason there was this one period of trending, like everyone who's in my age range and behind, like there was this whole dead baby joke, like
dead baby jokes. Oh my god, I mean? Like, fucking dead. Like those died after a year, like less than that. Like, but like I know.
What do you mean they died? Like
as in dead babies died. No, but like no. What I'm saying is, Like dead
it's
baby.
worse that you said under a year. Because like, yeah, that's a baby's.
That's a dead baby
anyway.
joke right there. Boom. No,
God.
like
Anyway, yeah, but again, like fucking.
But I know what you mean
Yeah,
about the dead
yeah.
baby jokes. Like they were outplayed by like a year. Like
Okay,
they
yeah.
were.
But
I made dead baby jokes.
There you go. And like, do you
And
actually
like, you know
wish
what?
dead
I still
babies
do,
were-
but like I ironically laugh at it. Like if I were to say it, like
we're not gonna tell these jokes upstairs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, there's literally a
Yeah.
newborn upstairs. So
You know,
we're not telling this.
I love new parents and all that. Yeah.
Oh, by the
Don't
way,
you worry.
Cheers,
Cheers, bro.
Sorry, I kind of lost track of what. You go. You were saying something.
Oh
and
yeah.
then
So, what was I bringing up? Okay, so when it comes to
talking about dead babies, you insensitive asshole. Can't believe I'm featuring you on Kaks Bar podcast. Anyway,
no, I'm going to talk about humor. So when it comes to like humor, it's important to separate the person from the content.
Oh.
I think that's a very important like thing to do.
What are you saying? Like just know that their act is an act, right?
That you know that their act is an act. Yes.
Yes.
You know, like they most likely do not mean everything that they're saying. Like think of like Russell Peters, right? All those like stereotypical, like he bases his humor on like a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Which is fucking funny. I gotta say,
like
I
love
fucking
Russell
like
Peters.
I like Russell Peters, but like
Every ethnic group can't help but like laugh, like
yeah,
because they're like
seriously,
that's
like,
what I mean. Like some jokes are just they hit
and,
that nail
and they
on the
land,
hammer,
and for
it's
me they
undeniable.
land because it's like, you know what, stereotypes are hilarious. Like because it's so funny and so valid to be so self-aware of the things that are like going on around you and the things that you do and the things that are in your culture, right? And it's like funny to like make fun of those things sometimes.
Well, every culture when you break it down is ridiculous. Every
Yeah,
culture, like
every
every
culture.
culture is ridiculous when you break it down. You know, like so like why wouldn't you poke fun at it, man?
Totally, man. Totally.
Dude, there's this one time, I think I told this joke already, but I was at a party and this girl, like, she comes up and she's like, "Are you Japanese?" Like to me. And then my buddy like chimes in. He's like, "Hey, of course he's Japanese, but he's Chinese to be specific."
To be specific.
Anyway, like I remember I was like red faced, like trying not to like, you know, spit my beer out and like laughing and like but the girl was like, she was like, "Oh," like, you know, like you could tell it just went over her head. And like I was kind of like, "Oh fuck, man." Like you know, and honestly, I know some people listening to this is actually gonna go over their head.
Yeah,
but,
like if you didn't know this, like China is in Japan. Like what the fuck? Like
yeah, exactly. But
what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Fuck, that was a good one. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. I just went down memory lane.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah, but I remember it was bad because that was a university party.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, you know,
yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
So it's weird that like the girl didn't like, dude, you're in university.
Didn't
you know?
like clue in or
No,
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how'd you get in here? You know, like, but I don't know, and even in respects to that, like, look, I get it. Not everyone knows every nationality and their history and whatnot, but
yeah,
but come on, like Japan and China aren't the same thing. Like,
yeah,
like enough people I would
big time.
imagine would know that. So anyway, but yeah, that was a funny memory. Anyway, I just brought that up too, just because yeah, like Justin's he's a half Asian as well. He's half Filipino.
Yep.
And then,
so I'm so my dad is Filipino.
Yep.
My mom Polish, French. Yeah.
There you go.
Both my mom's parents. So like my mom's dad spoke like fluent French. My mom's mom fluent Polish. Right? They're from Saskatchewan. Very interesting.
Do you speak anything outside of English then? Sorry.
Oh, I wish. No, okay. I don't. No.
So you have the ability to maybe learn some Filipino.
Exactly. Yeah. I would totally learn Tagalog. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it's called?
It's called Tagalog.
Okay, now I sound like a fucking idiot.
No, it's like just speaking Filipino is like, no, that's valid to say. Don't worry about it.
It's not. It really isn't. Well, it's just because like it's just like people saying like, do you speak Chinese? Like,
that's true.
It's not.
Yeah,
like,
you speak Cantonese or Mandarin.
There you go.
Like,
there you go. So now, actually,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Actually, God just humbled me just now. I just made myself look like a complete idiot.
No,
actually,
no big
sorry,
deal.
university girl that all those years ago didn't know the difference between my culture and the other culture because I just fucked up now. So actually, yep.
Oh, you don't know that the Filipino language, the main dialect is called Tagalog. Oh my goodness. Oh.
It's called Tagalog. Like
that's what it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
No,
man.
no big deal, bro. It's okay.
Like I have a lot of Filipino friends too. So I'm just like, fuck me.
No.
Oh god.
But yeah, I wanted to learn, but you know what? Growing up, I was born and raised like Calgary, Alberta.
Sweet. Same here.
So this is like, this is my roots. Like I consider myself Canadian, even though like, Canadian is not really like a real term because you gotta like consider your heritage. Like if you're gonna like,
well, we touched base on this earlier in the bar.
Exactly.
Because Canada's it was still a very young country. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's so young that when you say Canadian, you could still break down. Okay, but like when you say Canadian, like, but what is your heritage? Like,
yeah,
as you broke down Filipino, French, and
like for like 90% of people, the deepest it goes is like 2 generations.
Exactly,
like 3 generations.
I think it has to like cross over to like 4 or 5 before you can say that country is your like genetic lineage. I'd like that's what I believe anyway.
Yeah. And like as far as I know, I don't have any native in me. I don't know, but like
maybe, yeah,
I might.
Well, there's that 23andMe thing. My brother did that for us. Like, so from what I understand, I'm full-blooded Chinese. Like, like every drop of this genetic is originated from
this blood.
Slice the wrist sideways, right? Sideways for tension.
Sideways for tension.
Okay.
Sideways for tension.
Oh fuck! Oh god! Twisted.
Anyways, but I don't really know my full lineage, right? Because like we don't know who my dad's dad was and stuff like that. So like Jabrica is also a Spanish last name.
Huh.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
So like, but that's on the Filipino side, right?
Yes, right.
So like, obviously, like Philippines had American influence.
Yeah.
But before that was the Spanish influence. And so like entirely like the Spanish came and like totally like just raped and pillaged Philippines.
Yeah.
Like it was fucked up.
Those exploring periods in history it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'm not one for guilt. No one should feel guilt and shit. Like,
can you remember what you were doing before your first memory?
Can you remember what your ancestors were doing?
Well, if you can't remember before your first memory, then I'm sorry. Like, don't get so butthurt about tying into like, like everything from 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Because if we go back into all of our lineage, all of our ancestors were pretty big assholes.
Oh, big time.
In every culture. Every culture back then, the way of life was just to be a dick.
Totally. 100% it was.
So it's just like, just so get off that. I don't know. I wouldn't. But at the same time,
I don't think there's any need for people to feel guilty of their ancestry.
Unless you could remember it, I don't know.
Unless you're like, I agree with my grandfather Hitler.
Yeah, like so that like exactly. I mean, like if you can recall,
like unless you like completely like no, I don't know.
Yeah, like it's slippery slope we're talking about, but like
it is a slippery
But if
slope.
you can recall being taught something and then you went ahead and backed it up, but your gut knew you were doing something wrong even as a child. Like, because we have consciences even as a kid, right?
Totally.
Like, so unless there's something like that, I wouldn't say you would be accountable for what your ancestors did. Because
I don't even think someone should be accountable for what their parents did, to be honest. Because like you are your own parent, you are your own person. Like unless you believe in what whoever the fuck did what, then like you should just be your own person. Like have your own ideas and like live your own life.
But again, but to counter that though, Justin, it's like if you it's like, just because someone's 18 now, they're still a kid. Like it's like not all like because the maturity difference is so diverse. Like because someone who's 18 now might have traveled the world already, and then someone else who's 18 might have not left their city. Like so it's like so it's like the maturity thing is so. I mean, the whole slapping that number, like you're 18, you're an adult now. I'm like, well, physically, but man, like we are definitely in a time and place now where it's very diverse. Maybe it's always been that diverse, but yeah, like because some 18-year-olds are like 20 times more mature than another 18-year-old. You know, it's like it's hard to like navigate that true like you're an adult now, ding, like, you know what I mean? Like I trust your opinions on things, you know, because again, like I don't know, like even universities and colleges now are from what I understand, they're just in a different element now, you know, like it's just like, because most of the kids going to school now are just they're just less mature than the ancestors before that went to school at that exact age, because they had less adversity in their lives, you know. So
that's an important that's a important point, actually. Yeah, it's that's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a thought-provoking thought there. And you know, you're a perfect guy to talk about that, because you know you're in that college range, right? You know,
I am.
Yeah, but all things considered, no, like I believe you're. Oh no, like my interactions with you have always been like pretty good. I'm like, hey, he's with it. You know, that's kind of why I also invited you on the podcast. You know, like because
thank you.
Because there's other youngins that like I'm like no.
Yeah, dude. Like no, like I'm literally like, you know, born 98. Like, you know, I'm a fucking kid. Like
you are a kid, but you're definitely, I don't know, like I feel like we can have good conversations.
I feel like
I will say though, you are not punctual though.
I am not punctual. No.
Oh man,
definitely a couple fuck ups here and there.
Yeah. Funny story. I remember your first official shift. I had 2 weeks left to go because I put in my 2 weeks notice, man. Holy fuck, dude. You came into work like 40 minutes late, but the way you rolled in was funny. Like we all just like, at first,
I was stressed as fuck.
Dude, man, at first I think the management was thinking like, okay, this is going to work out. Probably.
They were like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but you just rolled in, you walked right behind the bar, you just started bartending like as if you were there the whole time. Like,
I mean, what else do you do? What else do you do?
You go to your boss, you just say, hey, I fucked up. I my alarm or whatever.
I did the whole casualties. I did do the casualties.
But everyone just kind of laughed it off because like, okay, like he's clearly like, we could tell you felt bad, so but you just kept going like, hey,
I was actually here the whole time. Yeah, I never even.
I was the bartender you were leaving, so I'm like, you definitely weren't there the whole time.
I know.
And then today, I
was fucking late.
Yeah, like we were messaging each other back and forth, and we are supposed to meet at a time that Justin was an hour and a half late.
I was an hour and a half, hour 20 minutes.
Yeah, well,
but
I felt
still no.
I was gonna bounce maybe at the half hour mark, but then I thought to myself, it's pretty cold out there. Like, what if he's in a car accident? You know,
that's fair.
So then I just stayed with it. But then eventually you called. You know, so
I really appreciate you like sticking that out though.
Maybe it was God who set that up, because I was actually on my way out. I actually asked Scott for the bill. I was just like, hey, can I take the bill here? I'm like, I got stood up. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I was like, shit happens. You know. But no, man. But
I will never on purpose stand somebody up.
Yeah,
never on purpose.
That's the vibe. If I felt like you were jerking around my time, like for sure I'd be like, no, screw this, I'm out.
No, like never on purpose.
No,
like,
but when you called me, you're like, hey, dude, and you were just like, what you said to me is what you should have said to the bosses.
What's that?
Well, you're like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I slept in, my alarm didn't go off.
Just like total honesty,
because that shit happens.
Yeah,
it happens to all of us, man. It happens to our bosses.
Absolutely.
I've had my bosses like completely an hour late, like holy fuck, like you know.
And polish the rest of that if you want.
I will.
But yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely. Just gotta be like, I believe in honesty. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's like one of the most important things that like people do. So I don't know.
Yeah. Are you? Are you like? I do gotta ask though right now. Okay, so this might be switching gears here, but sure. It's just something I've noticed with younger people these days. Like how's your level of anxiety? Would you say? Like, do you carry anxiety?
Interesting question.
Yeah, do you have anxiety?
That is a very interesting question. I have run into walls with anxiety.
Yep.
Right. Like, okay, you know what? Actually, I have a bit of a story for you. So I was in Japan. Mm-hmm. This was. Yeah, so 2018, my family took like a family trip to Philippines, actually, to like visit my dad's family. Mm-hmm. And then me and my brother were like, hey, like we're taking off to Japan for a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we took
Okay,
off to
wait,
Japan.
2018, 5 years ago. So you were 19. Okay.
So I was 19.
Okay.
19.
That must have been a rush, hey? Like all of a sudden
19.
being like, yo, I'm going to Japan.
Oh, we were
that
into it.
That must have been adventurous as fuck.
It was it was a good adventure, if I were to say myself. But
I actually went to China for I went to China when I was 19 as well, and that was one hell of a trip. Because also, combined being young and you haven't really seen much yet. It's like, did you get culture shock?
No.
What?
No, I didn't get culture shock because you know what? To be honest, I actually travel a lot.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Go on.
So actually, my parents, one of their if I were to say that my parents have a hobby, if I were to name that hobby, it would be traveling.
Oh, okay.
And
so how well traveled are you then?
And so my parents bring us everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been to a lot of countries. So most recent that I remember, actually 20. Okay, so I can go in order even. 2019 I went to Jamaica.
Okay, cool.
Which was sick.
Oh yeah.
Before that we went to it was the Philippines Japan trip. But Japan, it was only me and my brother.
Nice.
Because my parents and my little sister spent 2 weeks in Philippines. A week in, me and my brother are we're going to Japan.
Cool.
Because it's
for the weekend, you said.
Actually for 5 days.
Nice. Okay.
We spent 5 days in Tokyo.
Sick.
Yeah. But technically 7 days, but 2 days travel.
You didn't get culture shock going all the way to Tokyo? Shit's different over there.
Oh, shit's different, yeah. And no, they don't understand English, no. Right. But you know what? You hop into another culture, and you hop into another social circumstance that doesn't have anything to do with English.
Yeah, dude, man, I've always said to people forget aliens for a second. Just travel to a country you've never fucking been to. You know what I mean? Something about space exploration. Just go to another country you've never fucking been to. Anyway.
Yeah, for real.
But carry on. Yeah.
That's how it goes. I mean. Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Japan. But carry on, keep rattling.
Yeah, go on. Before Japan and Philippines, I don't remember. Where were we? Dominican Republic.
Okay. You're listing a lot of all-inclusive destination places. Is that what you were? Is that where you?
Oh no! Here comes the all-inclusive destination places.
Okay.
Philippines, Japan, not necessarily all-inclusive,
right?
But here comes Dominican Republic, Cuba, Mexico. A couple all-inclusive places for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, right?
Those things are awesome.
It's because that's what my parents are into, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come?"
Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, I want to dodge this fucking cold ass weather in Calgary.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm down to get out of Calgary.
Dude, you already listed quite a bit of countries. Yeah, but carry on. Because I didn't travel that much until bulk of my traveling came after 25, actually.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But carry on, yeah.
Okay. But after, anyways, so I also went to places I went to Spain.
Sick. Never
Spain.
Been there.
I went to Spain for 3 weeks, pretty much. Or it was 3 weeks, and we spent 4 days in 3 different cities, just traveling. Kind of we took the train.
You were with your family again for this?
Yeah, with my family again. Yeah, I've actually never traveled alone, and I've never traveled with friends, which is very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want to.
It'll happen, dude. You're young.
Oh, it'll absolutely happen.
It's a completely different experience.
Especially now I know how to travel too.
Yeah.
So it's a huge thing that I definitely want to do. Yeah,
it's the shit, man. I don't think I've traveled,
but yeah, even before that, I've been to a couple countries.
Almost all my trips are with friends. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a rush, man.
It's almost better.
It's fuck. What I'm trying to be careful what I'm saying here, but
you don't have to be careful. It's okay.
Oh yeah, it's only on the internet forever. But I had really good times. Let's put it that way. But I definitely believe in God because of some of these trips.
Good.
Because I'm no way we should have gotten through that. The way we did.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have faith.
Well,
in general, it's good that you have faith.
It just
faith is important.
absolutely. But it just like hammered home. I'm like, someone's looking out for me because I definitely was winging that moment. And like that could have went this way or that, but it didn't. So, I mean, so it's great for stories to tell off the internet, but but it's a completely different experience when you're away from your folks, man. I mean, you act different, you think different because you're and you have to navigate through your mind's like temptations because your brain also thinks like, oh, I'm not from here, so I can just be like different, like you like it's like you grow so much from these trips, good and bad, but like it's stuff that couldn't have come without going on these trips, so I really feel like maybe that's why like I get along chatting with you a little bit because you are more traveled, like because I noticed the more like like there's people in their early 20s now that like they're pretty sheltered and it sucks because I'm like you can't hang in a conversation and you're pretty behind, dude, like in maturity and everything, and everyone's just kind of they don't even realize that people are kind of smirking at them, and like but I also have been there as well, like I was pretty immature, like in the early stages of adulthood, but like I just wish I traveled more earlier, but at the same time maybe I don't wish I did that because I wasn't mature enough to handle that freedom either.
Fair enough, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, it's hard to handle. Yeah,
especially Mexico.
Fuck. But the only way that you can like do it is just throw yourself into it.
True.
Yeah. So like literally one of my best friends, is like she lived in Bangladesh for like a lot of her life, and like whenever she tells me one of these stories, I'm like, holy fuck. Like she tells me some like crazy story about like how she got like arrested or some shit.
Okay.
Or like how she got like, I don't know.
Are these happy stories or are these like they're
all
on the edge of danger?
They're all like skim on the edge of danger. Like oh my god. Like and also like running into like other people. Like, it's a big range of stories. Like some of them are like very dangerous stories, and then some of the other ones are like, I had a nice time and like these people were great.
There's definitely
like, stuff like that.
There's definitely range for traveling. Like I mean, like don't get me wrong, like many trips as you get older, you want it to be dull sometimes because you just want to escape from your life, right? But but I sense you're gonna look at this podcast again in down the line, and and then like like years from now, I'm gonna be like, holy fuck, Justin, what happened between now and then? Like it's just gonna be interesting because like I just know things are gonna pop off. Things pop off for everyone. Like
big time.
Well, it's like your life is almost like a fucking pressure cooker. Like when you're so like I need to go adventure, it just happens. Like you can't contain it. You'll just be like, and then you're like. You know what I mean? And then you're spontaneously flying out somewhere with your buddies, and like
totally,
and then just meeting all sorts of fucking cool girls and stuff. Like
I mean, I have this whole like YouTube thing going on. Like I rarely talk about this thing in public.
What, the YouTube?
The YouTube.
Yeah. Well, but you told me almost right away. I remember.
Oh, it's because you brought up, what you're up to, and then I brought up what I'm up to. Yeah. So then it's like, obviously, like I'm gonna mention the YouTube. You're gonna mention your podcast.
Yeah.
Like I'm in it.
Yeah, I was definitely shamelessly selling the podcast.
I was like, fuck yeah! Like I'm into your podcast. Like,
well, I
was like, fuck yeah!
I think you were literally like, hey, I'm Justin. And I was like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. That's a good
You're
one.
like, excuse me? I was like, sorry, I have a podcast on YouTube. Kaks Bar Podcast. Like and subscribe. Anyway, I put in my 2 weeks. You're replacing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I happen to be a YouTuber as well. I was like, oh, no way. And then you're like, yeah, check out my channel. And I checked it right there. And then that's how we started chatting.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was just like, I might be exaggerating. I'm sure I wasn't like and subscribe. I'm sure I was like, I'm Shawn. Then I said like and subscribe. But anyway, but carry on. Okay.
But no, that's that was the shit.
Yeah, we had a good staff party too. That thing.
For real.
You left. You left early, but
I did leave early.
It got pretty insane after. Yeah, Jesus. Anyway.
Yeah. No.
But okay. Sorry. Carry on though about your you're talking about you basically don't tell everyone about moops.
Oh, I don't tell people about moops. No, I don't tell people about my YouTube channel.
Well, it's gonna be in the show notes, people. So explore, get to know Justin a little bit.
Yeah. So moops is really like just thank you. Nice. It's an expression of myself. So I really like the way that I express myself, like person to person, is very tame and very like calm, and like I'm very put together.
Would you say Moops is an alter ego?
I would say Moops is an alter ego.
Interesting.
Absolutely, I would say Moops is an alter ego. That's a very good question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, like Moops is gonna be like just the most fucked up and like underground, like just depths of my mind kind of reactions and content that you might see from a person like myself.
Dude, I love it. And it's like, I mean, it's by you putting yourself out there already, like that's what like majority of the population don't do. So that's already kudos there. And it's interesting, man, you know? But you know what the nice thing too is to realize like people like, because like, it's not that I didn't treat you any different once I saw Moops, you know what I mean? Cause like, I just realized like there's layers to people, you know? So like, if anything, I'm like, hey, Justin's a human being, you know? Cause if you're always in that, hey Jim, how are you? Oh, how are the kids? Like, like kind of like persona, like the way office workers are, like well, older than me are. I'm kind of like, I was always like, I already know you're all freaks behind the scene. So like, I know you are, like, you know, like you have that, like I can smell the guilt, like,
big time,
like oozing off of you. So like why are we chatting like this? You know, but I remember, like segueing differently, but I remember working in the offices and like, fuck man, like you know, so I'm like, oh hey Shawn, how's it going? And you're like, oh hey Jim, and then you know I always use the name Jim, you know, but he's like, hey Jim, and then you can tell he's just like, don't ask me about my weekend. Not ask me.
Don't ask me about my wife. Don't ask me about my kids.
Yeah, don't
like
ask
please
me.
Fucking leave me alone.
Yeah,
like just shit like that.
Yeah, don't ask me about my wild swinger weekend. And I'm sitting there like I'm like, I know you're an interesting
like
guy.
You want to hear the story about how I cheated on her? Like fuck
or something, like you know. But I'm just kind of like, yeah, you're. I'm like, dude, just stop with the cover-ups. That's like,
it's all good, bro. I don't need to cringe. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you know, just be yourself, man. I just, you know, like it's like I'm not born yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, big time.
Hey Justin, I'm actually gonna plug it here. I'm actually getting kind of fucking gooned here. Like,
yeah, sure, man. Yeah, please. Yeah.
So I am smart. I know my surroundings. So I am gonna plug it before I start rambling about too much stuff. That. Well, you know, maybe I'll
let me do it. Let me do it. Plug my stuff.
Oh no, I'm just talking about in general. Like I'm just calling it before I get too wasted. And
please,
say a bunch of crazy shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Maybe I'll start like a whatever your Patreon podcast where I'm like, hey, I actually say all the crazy shit I'm thinking.
We could run that shit.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, Justin, this was fun. We'll do this again. Yeah, especially when the bar opens in the bar itself. When the podcast studio opens in the bar itself.
Yeah,
definitely come on down. All right, and yeah,
I would love to come on again.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. You're coming on again. Yeah, thanks. And people update again. I updated in the last podcast, but we're hoping to open by mid-March or April. Like, we hit some construction. The construction needed more time. It's the way it goes. Seems to be the way it goes with almost all these different like projects now. It's out of my control. It's out of my partner's control. But shout out to our general contractor. I mean, you're the man. Like, thank you for all that you do. Like I understand that, you know, things are getting tight and like timing wise. I mean, shit happens. But yeah, like we're like everything's still on track, guys. So we'll you follow the Instagram page for Kaks Bar and Podcast for sure. You'll see updates on the construction and when we'll do a soft open and yeah, plug in Moops on there as well in the show notes. So anything left to say, Justin? Or
I got Moops. I got Moops. I got nature.moops.
You're also in surveying for school, so
I'm in surveying for school.
All that. I'm sure you'll finish your program nice and smooth. Yeah. And yeah, it's a good line of work too, man. You get,
hit me up. Good money for that. You know, follow my shit.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a great night. All right. See ya.